Hey guys, rickshaw here. And there's my little rickshaws. They're ready to go. Oh yeah, Bart Simpson. Looking slick. We just got cleaned up. It's a beautiful day today, if you look. I'm getting the laundry done. And we just got a beautiful sunny day. Not much of a breeze though. We'll probably fly the drone in a little bit, play around with it. But Mommy's here finishing up that.
I got the black one.
Okay.
Because that ones are not fit for me.
Okay, try this one on, Moo.
These ones are fit.
See, those one fit you better? Let's see. Yeah, those fit you better, huh?
Me too. This one fits me
All right,
better.
okay, then you take it like that. So we got our rickshaw glasses, so we're looking good. But we're just goofing off today. Like I say, 10th of October, and we got a sunny day, so we're probably going to go out and ride bikes. Let's get this open, guys. Yeah, we're probably gonna look at that beautiful sunshine. We had a pretty good last few days of rain, and it rained all night last night, but it quit by this morning. I was up at 4, and by about 5:30 it was pretty much done. So, but we had the inside was all wet. My new rug even got all soaked. You know, I just hate having my feet wet in this place. Now it's getting green stuff growing everywhere. And it's making the tiles slippery as heck. So, you know, we got to watch that. We're going to have to get in there and bleach that floor and get that all cleaned up so we don't slip and kill ourselves. I do not like the tiles they use here. I never understood that. I actually worked in the kitchen many years ago. And they built the place, and when they were building it, they were putting this tile down. I said, hey guys, that's the wrong tile. The owner was my friend. And I said, that's the wrong tile, get that out of there. No, that's a good tile. He said, it's a good tile. Well, after we started working there was a whole bunch of fall accidents, and his workers' compensation went through the roof because he had little old ladies working in there, and they slipped and fell, and he wound up having to take everything out of the kitchen, rip all the tile up, and then put it was like an orangish tile that wasn't slippery. Didn't matter if it get wet. Because kitchen floors get wet, you know. So I don't understand. Mo, please don't mess with that, okay? But my sweetie was out and got me a nice psychedelic shirt. So I got me a nice cool shirt. She got me another one in there. She said they had lots of them. Didn't know if I was going to like them, but yeah, that's a pretty cool shirt. I like the Sando shirts here. Nice and cool. We're probably going to go out after a little bit. Okay, thanks, buddy. All right, put them on. Don't break them. Please don't break them. Those are very fragile. So, but yeah, we got delivery from Lazada. I am still using them. I got one of those things that makes the back window. You stick it to the back window, and it kind of magnifies, so I can see when I'm backing up, and it works pretty good. It's just a little plastic thing you put on with water, and you just stick it on the back window. I got that, and then I got a cool little. I needed a pocket knife, and this one was like really cheap. It says buck, but it's a Chinese buck. But it's got a little bottle opener on it, and it's got a pretty nice little blade. It's got a little thumb doohickey on there, so you can open there, and it does say buck, but it's not a buck, and it's got kind of a cheesy lock to it. But it's just for cutting boxes and stuff. So. When I run into stuff like that, or any little tiny thing I need to cut. So, and it was cheap. It was only 200 peso, which not bad at all. And I got a bunch of stocking stuffers. These nice little rings. See that ring? That's a bottle opener. You can open up your beer. So I thought that was cool. If ever you come out for a visit, Tropical Tim, I got one of them for you. So I don't know if it'd be too big for your finger. I gave a couple of them away already. I got like 15 of them, and it was pretty cheap. It was I think it was 136 for all of them. So it came out to like 8 cents, 8 pesos each, something like that. So I got a pretty good deal on them. I guess you buy in quantity, you get a good deal. I got some of these rickshaw glasses too. I got those pretty cheap because it was a quantity deal. So. But like I say, I love this day today. I don't like, we need the rain. I just don't like being in the rain that much. I like the sunshine. I like the heat. It's always been this way for me. The hotter, the better. I could live in a desert and never even think twice. I actually lived up in the Mojave for a while. high desert, and it freeze at night though. I remember a lot of days riding my motorcycle going to work, and you had to be real careful. You'd go down quick. I had a guy in front of me. He was getting on the freeway, and I don't know what it is with motorcycle guys. I just want to get on my bike and ride. I had two bikes. I had a Dyna that I had a supercharger on, and it just would eat anything for lunch. So there was no point in racing them. I mean, the thing was super speedy. And then I had a Buell Ulysses that I just loved. It was the favorite bike I ever owned, and I've had tons of them. Well, I was on my Ulysses, and of course this guy on a 1000, he's got to be like he's going to race, and I'm like, oh jeez, I don't want to race this guy from night. And he takes off, and he's burning rubber and everything, and it's freezing cold. His bike probably wasn't even warmed up yet. And when he got to enter on the freeway, he made the turn to hit ice. Boom, down he went. I mean, it was fast. Boom, down he went. I went over and helped him up. His bike wasn't damaged too bad because there was no curb or anything that he smashed into when you got on the freeway there, and so it just kind of slid off into the grass, and it was scratched up, the fairing and all that. It was one of them Repsol ones with the fairing all over, and it got scraped up a little bit. His brake thing was bent a little bit, but we got him up and going, and he had a suit on, so he was fine. It was cold those mornings. I had all suited up myself. And on that bike, I put heated hand grips, and because it would be really cold in the morning going to work. But now me, I would leave for work usually at around 5, and nobody out, and I could get up on my, I could get up to 150, 160 miles an hour easy on the highway there. No cops would even bother you. I actually went past cops a couple times. They never even looked at the bike. But I did have a thing a fella built for me. It was like a jammer. It just was built into the bike, and it was just a little wire coming out the front and one in the back, and everything was tucked under the seat. And as soon as you started it up, it was on, so it would jam radar. Never got pestered by the cops on any of my bikes for like speeding or anything, and I've actually gone past them where they were shooting you. But like on the plate, I had one of those little opaque things to keep the laser guys from hitting you, because sometimes they'll get you when you pass them. So, but here, none of that stuff. And here in this country, there's really nowhere you can go fast. We get on the highway, the Psychedelic, to go down to Batangas. You can't really go that fast on there. There's too many differences in speed here. You'll get some guy in an old beat up truck doing 40 kilometers per hour, and then you got other people doing 100, and they're coming up on you, even guys coming up on you fast. You're better just to sit off in the right lane, do about 80 or 90, and you get along plenty fast. There's no traffic there. There's my handsome little rickshaw. Those black rims look better with your shirt, with the black writing. You like your rickshaw glasses, little Mr. Rickshaw? Mm-hmm.
Daddy is too hot.
Yeah, but he'll be okay. Yeah, my beautiful boys. Let's get your rickshaw glasses on there. Look at that. I got a couple rickshaws.
I love you, Papa.
I love you too, baby.
Let's go upstairs.
Oh, well, you be careful.
you,
Don't fall
Papa.
down. I love you too, mister.
Yes, go upstairs, Marty.
All right, guys. See you later. Go upstairs.
Okay.
All right. My beautiful boys. I tell you what, the good Lord has blessed me so greatly with these kids. My little daughter's the sweetest little thing. We got the tutor coming over pretty soon. And my boys, I love it in the morning. We all just sleep there on the floor. We don't do no bedroom. We do Filipino style, and we just sleep on the floor over there. And in the morning, it's just a big old hug fest.
No.
Oh, okay, then don't. There's our tutor. Say hello. Say hello, YouTube.
Hello.
Okay, guys, tutor time. All right, so Maddie's going to start with his tutor. I'll get her. And are you going to start with Dorothy, or are you going to start with Maddie? Maddie? Okay, go ahead. All right, so she's gonna start tutoring. Maddie was doing some homework. He's picking it up. The thing I noticed about him, you really got to keep him interested. Dorothy just goes to it. She goes to it because she likes it and she just does it. Maddie, you got to kind of entertain him a little bit. When he was doing his tracing of his letters and stuff, I was getting him to holler out and teasing him that I couldn't hear him. So I had to get him kind of interested before he do it and give him some breaks. Okay, are you done with those now? Okay, good. But The boys, I'll tell you what, I have so much fun with all three of my babies. It's just the most wonderful gift that the good Lord can give you. He allows his little babies to be with me for a time, and I hope to the good Lord that he'll allow me to be with them for a good part of their life. I'm just having a blast. It's different than when I was younger with the kids, and it's not them, it's me. And now that I'm a little bit older, things have changed. We're doing okay, and looking forward to getting moved and everything, and looking forward to watching these kids grow and helping them out the best I can, teaching them. Like my kids, the teacher teaches her thing. I teach them the tools. All my different tools that I have. We do a thing where I dump all my tools out, and I'll ask for one of them to go pick a certain one up, and they're getting those. I got to teach them that. Teach them how to use them. My son, he's changing. All of them can change batteries now in their toys with their little screwdriver, and I make them put their tools away. I'm teaching them that you don't just put them anywhere or you'll lose it. If I find it where it's not supposed to be, I take it and hide it on them. So, then they can't change their battery or anything. And but they know how to put the batteries in the right way. It doesn't matter which one, even in my little laser thingy with the pill batteries or that big 18650 battery, they know how to get it going the correct way. So these are things that their dad can teach them. I'm all for, like me, I got into trades. I know a lot of people that got into college and they got their degrees and this or that. And some people, if you get to be a doctor or a lawyer, you do pretty good. But I know some people that they're still making a low amount of money in their different fields, communication fields, and all this stuff. I started out making what they were making while they were in college, and then 10 years down the road, I'm double of what those guys were making. Being an electrician. So this college stuff of being all these different things. You need some tradesmen. You need some people to learn how to do stuff. When I was young, we had wood shop, and mandatory wood shop and metal shop, and that's what we did. And I learned how. We made a screwdriver, made pliers, made birdhouses, and all this stuff. And I learned that, and I learned to love it. I learned to really like it. And I also got into gunsmithing and all kinds of metalworking and stock work. I built some of the most beautiful rifles I had ever seen. They were just my style, and they were absolutely fantastic, and I enjoyed doing it. So, if you can learn skills like that, you don't have to just confine yourself to one skill like that. Learn a bunch of them. Learn a bunch of skills. Now, when I got into the gunsmithing, I got really good at custom rifles, and I did some beautiful custom pistols too. And I got actually absolutely really good at it. Now here I can't do that. I don't have all the stuff to do it, and then the laws here are ridiculous. I would love to get back into it, but there's no need for a hunting rifle here. A long-range Beanfield rifle that I used to build. I used to build some 300 Dakotas on the Czech Bruno actions, and just fantastic rifles, flute the barrels, beautiful stock work. I actually had a fellow. He was tearing down a barn. A guy from church. He was tearing down a barn, and he said, "Hey, you wanna come help us tear down the barn?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And I went down there. Well, when we were tearing down the barn, when they built this barn back in the 1800s, they used whatever wood they found. They didn't just, if they cut maple trees down, they used maple. Where they cut oak trees down, they used oak. Well, they had some walnut trees that they cut. And there was a big mantelpiece and some of these ceiling pieces. And I asked the guy, I said, "Hey, can I have one or two of those?" And he says, "Take them all." Well, I wound up getting a truckload. My buddy had a Dodge Tradesman van, a big long 15-passenger job. And we had all the seats out of it, and we had that damn thing down on the springs. We even got stopped by the cops because it was sagging so bad. And they let us go, though, and we had that thing full of this wood. And when I got home, we cut it all up. My buddy had a real nice wood shop, and we cut it into pieces so I could make gun stocks out of it. And that was some beautiful wood, 100-and-some-year-old wood. So that was kind of cool. But I loved doing that. Loved being an electrician. Loved to work with metal. I used to do all kinds of stuff. Build things and mini bikes and stuff like that. When I was in California, I made some bicycles. I made some, welded up some bicycles out of scrap steel and put little 80cc motors on them and sold them out of my backyard for like $500. And I wouldn't even have anywhere near that into them. I was getting the little motors. A guy had a whole bunch of them. I got them for like $39 each. He said, "Oh, you want to buy them all?" Yeah, I'll buy them all. I'll give you a good deal. I said, "How much for all of them?" He goes, "Well, $39 each." I said, "Okay." So I bought all them, little Chinese jobs, but they worked good. And then I found a scrap place down in Pico Rivera that had all kinds of bent metals. They were cutting up stuff, and even some of it was from old fencing. And I bought a bunch of scrap steel from them and welded up bicycles. I made some really cool bicycles. And I actually had a friend that was a computer geek, and he made me some Schwinn stickers and stuff, and I put those on there. And you couldn't tell these bikes from a store-bought bike. I mean, they looked pretty cool. I got really good at the welding, and gusseted some of them, made them nice and strong. Tried them all out myself, and these things would cook. These things would go really good. And there was a old bike junkyard. The guy had a bike shop, but in the back he had a junkyard, and that's where I got all my wheels and stuff from. And even if I got some wheels that were a little bit rusty, just paint them. I would just paint the wheels, take all the spokes out, paint them, and had fun doing it. That and working on my motorcycles and all kinds of stuff. So, I'd like to see my kids learn how to do all that stuff. I hope I'm around long enough that I can teach them that stuff. Once we get moved to our new house, I'm going to set up with a welder again, and start picking up some tools. Like I'd love to have a little table saw and stuff like that, so we can make things. If I need a cabinet, we'll make it, and we can get the kids to help me. So, and my daughter too. We'll teach them all. Just because you're a girl doesn't mean you can't do that stuff. So that's just where we're at now. We got a big move coming. I hope they stop this lockdown crap that they're doing. When I was out earlier today, I always look at everybody. I went past where they had all the traffic cops that always stop the truck here on the highway. One of them had the mask on. One. All the rest of them had it pulled down. Even when they were talking to the drivers, they'd climb up on the trucks to get their information. They stop all the trucks there just to check, make sure the guy's got the right paper. And they climb up. None of those guys that were climbing on the trucks had a mask on. When I'm looking in the cars that I could see into, it's about 50-50 now, and depends on where you're at. When I go out here, I'd say it's about 80% people are wearing a mask, or at least got it around their mouth, with their nose hanging out. But when you get over to the other town over here, where we like to do some of our shopping, it's like 20% are got a mask, and some of them even just got it hanging off their ear. They're holding it in their hand. They're just not wearing it. Kids all over there, so it's not being enforced as much over there. So that's just where we're at in this country. It's patchwork on this stuff. I think they should just knock it all off. Just be done with it. Just be absolute done with it, because this COVID stuff. Even CDC is coming out and saying it's about the same as a normal flu. And like I say, this guy Brett, look it up yourself. Get on Facebook, look at Brett Cole, and look at his numbers that he's got about these. The death tolls monthly in the Philippines here. They're all less this year than they were last year, and that's before COVID. So this is where we're at, and 10th of October. Just taking it easy today, and tell you all, hug each other, kiss each other. All your hugs and kisses are free, and bless each other. That's also free. And don't be hard on anyone else. The first person you should be hard on is yourself. When you start saying, "Oh, that person should do this," well, something, guys, think about it. Your sin ain't no better than anyone else's sin. Okay, so don't start looking. And even Jesus said, "Don't look at the speck in your neighbor's eye or your brother's eye when you got a log in your own." Just don't bother with that. Nobody's perfect. I'm not. You're not. Nobody is. So quit looking for perfection in people. We'll find perfection in the next world, not this one. So just stop looking at people and judging them. It's just stupid. I'm watching all this crap going on in my country with the political thing now, and the hatred that's going on. There's just no talking. One thing that gets me, I remember years ago, you weren't allowed to talk about religion or politics, especially when I worked in California. Oh, you can't do that. Well, something? That's what ruined things. That's what ruined it all, guys. You got to learn how to talk about difficult subjects. You can't just not talk about that kind of stuff. Now it's where everybody gets in a fight over it. And these people, hey, you look at these crazy nutbag Antifa and BLM people. So, and these BLM people, most of them are white. They're all these white people. It's like you try to find a black guy, it's like trying to find Where's Waldo. So, go figure. All right. Well, just bless each other, hug and kiss each other, and pray for each other, most importantly. And pray for our leaders, pray for the president and people leading here in this country. Pray for our president in the U.S. Hope they don't get him and kill him like they did Kennedy, and try to shoot him like they did Reagan. I hope he makes it out clean. I'm thinking it's going to be a landslide. That's just my opinion. And hopefully they get the House and the Senate so that he can get some things done, because so far he's got a lot done. And people just aren't looking at it because the news media ain't telling you. Look it up yourself of what this man's done for the country. So y'all take care now. This is Rick Shaw.